What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Freddie with Yankees Passion Podcast coming at you. It's April 11th, 2019, and God, it's funny. I have to say it was very hard for me to make this podcast, and now it made it even harder because, to be completely honest with you, before this, I already recorded this podcast right before this, a full 25-minute podcast. And then I realized that the audio was completely messed up. And it was all thanks to a shitty fucking app that's supposed to help with the mic and help it sound better, supposedly. But it doesn't really fucking help. It causes more problems than it helps. So now I'm just using it with no software, straight up. So hopefully this doesn't sound too awful. But I know this much. It's going to work. And I know it'll sound better than it would have sounded before. But anyway, let's get right to it. Not to make that mess up everything that I had planned. So the Yankees got swept by the Houston fucking Astros. All right, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Now Monday and Tuesday we were winning, or we were winning, or it was tied. We had a chance to win both those games, and we ended up losing. Okay, Monday we had a lead going into the 7th inning. And we ended up losing the game. And that was thanks to Zach Britton. Now, let me get into something. Listen, I have no problem with Aaron Boone taking out Tanaka to put in Zach Britton. I don't. And honestly, it was the right move because if you've seen the 6th inning, Tanaka was starting to get figured out. Even though his pitch count was low, they were starting to figure him out. Okay, so, and not only that, but it's a close game. You got it, and you have the best bullpen, so you have to go to them. I mean, what are you going to do? So I don't blame Boone for that. What I blame Boone for is his terrible management of the bullpen in general. And the reason why I say that is because bullpen pitchers, especially, count a lot on rhythm, getting their mechanics correct, having a routine. So when they don't pitch for 2 or 3 days, and they have all that rest, and then you try and throw them back into a high-pressure situation, especially against a top-tier team, they're going to have problems. And it showed on that Monday. And that's the thing. It wasn't like he was hitting strikes. He was walking people, which that right there shows his mechanics were off. And that's exactly what happens when your mechanics are off. You start throwing balls, and people are like, oh, he walked the 8th, or I think it was either the 8th or the 9th batter. Yeah, you think he wanted to walk him? No. It's because his mechanics are fucked up, his routine's fucked up, his rhythm's fucked up because he hasn't pitched in like 3 days. And you could say, yeah, but he could throw bullpen sessions. That is not the same as being in live pressured situations. I repeat, I don't give a fuck how much you can use your imagination and pretend like you're a fucking 5-year-old and there's people on base and you're in the bullpen and you're throwing like if there's a guy on base. It's not the fucking same. It's not. So it doesn't surprise me that he came in on Monday and had a fucked up showing. And that's the part I blame Boone on. Not necessarily for the way he managed the bullpen that particular game, because I would have done the exact same move. And Adam Ottavino was used a lot. So that's the fucking catch-22. You got to kind of figure out how to... I would just go one every other day unless he throws a lot of pitches. I mean a lot. This is the thing. I grew up when baseball was like, you have your 7th inning, your 8th inning, and your 9th inning guy. Simple as that. I mean, there was none of this fucking bullshit like... you can't... I used him yesterday for 20 pitches, so we're going to have to go to our fucking 5th inning guy in a close game because... No! And a closer is like... It's not even existent anymore. It's like, if you closed yesterday, we're not going to use... just let the fucking guy do his role. There's a setup guy, and then use your closer. You have 2 setups, 7th, 8th, and then your closer. That's how it works. Use the fucking guys. It drives me crazy, man, that Boone does this shit. And I don't know, listen, maybe it's not Boone, maybe it's the front office because they have their fucking heads so far up their asses with these analytics that they don't know how to fucking see outside the box. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not even Boone. Maybe Boone is like the puppet, and he's just saying, hey, they told me to do this, so I'm doing it. That's very possible. In that case, fuck front office. Get your heads together. Let's go. And if that's the case, why do we need a manager? I mean, isn't that what the manager's job is to do? I'm going to take you out now. Because I feel like that's the right thing to do because I'm a fucking smart baseball player. No, now it's like, well, the analytics say to get him out of the game. So we're going to take him out and we're going to put Zach Britton in to play the 7th inning because that's just what the numbers show. Fuck the fucking numbers. And this is coming from somebody that's a fucking IT tech person. I love tech. I'm a very fucking numbered guy. You know, I love numbers and shit like that. I know how to put shit together with computers, and there's certain shit that you don't need to have so far into analytics. It just doesn't fucking work, man. You have to have some kind of heart and be able to read people. Baseball is a lot about psychology. It's not always about black and white. It's not always about, 2 plus 2 is 4. It's not like that. Baseball is very psychological. You gotta be able to make reads on people. You have to. So that's what I meant about as far as Monday is. That's what I think fucked Zach Britton up more than anything. Is that you're putting him in and he did not get enough reps. He didn't get his pitches in live situations. So this is what happens. And it showed. He fucking gave up 2 runs. And then in the bottom of the 8th, we all know how that went. I can't really blame Ottavino for that. That's a play that, listen, I have to look at it again. It looked like Greg Bird could have thrown home if he really wanted to, but I'm saying fairness. I didn't really. I have to look at the play again because it was too quick and I didn't really get a good look at it. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't Greg Bird's fault. So I'll leave that at that. So Monday was that. Okay. Now I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. Before we went into this, I really didn't expect to even win 2 out of 3 games. Now, you could say what you want. I am a realistic person. I go based off of real. Realistically, the Yankees with the injuries, this is a very, very elite team. They are at the top of their game. They have a very solid group of guys. Okay? And I was actually surprised that we were able to hang with them as much as we did. Now, that doesn't excuse the fact that I'm fucking fed up with this shit. And what I'm going to get into now is the way that they lost. I don't even feel like the Astros really technically were the reason for us losing. I feel like we beat ourselves. More than anything else, I feel like we beat ourselves. It was because of our stupid fucking way that we played and fucking having these errors and bad outfielding. Now listen, with as far as the bad outfielding with Clint Frazier, you got to give the kid a break. Okay, I understand he fucked up a couple times, but you have to understand baseball. Once again, it seems like we always go back to this. Understand baseball. First of all, catching a fly ball may seem easy to you if you never played baseball. It's routine for people that's played many years. But it's not that. It's not as easy as it may look. Okay, off the bat, there's spin. There's a lot of shit. And especially as a young kid, remember, a lot of these outfielders, especially as they gain experience, they know certain ballparks. They know how to play the ball off the wall better in certain, because they start having experiences and playing in that field and learning how the fuck to play, how to read the ball. So I can't really blame Clint Frazier for that. And as far as the diving catch that he may not have needed to dive, I can't fault him for that either, because once again, it's hard to read a ball. It was a line drive shot. It wasn't like it was a pop fly. And the poor kid's trying to make a fucking nice play to hold the team, I can't get mad at somebody for trying like that. If he would have just stopped and he fucking tried to make a play, what do you want him to do? He's young. He has to gain experience playing in Major League ballparks. He'll get it. Don't worry about it. So I can't blame Clint Frazier. I have to just blame pitching-wise, because even after that, you have to be able to get that third out. And I believe at that time, it was Jonathan Holder that was in, and that fucking guy is driving me crazy this year. But that's another story. Jonathan Holder has to be able to bear out his team and say, you know what? He tried to make a good play for me. Maybe it wasn't, maybe he didn't need to dive. Probably could have caught it, but I understand that he's a young fucking player. He's trying to make a play. He's trying to show the team that he wants to be here. Let me try and bail his ass out and get this third out. That's how you fucking act as a pitcher. And he didn't. He fucking sucked asshole. So that's who I put the blame on in that situation. Now, that was Monday's game. As far as Tuesday's game, once again, I believe we were tied 3-3. We, of course, once again, lost the game. Oh, actually, no, we were up 3-2. We were up 3-2 going into the 7th inning. And then, of course, we lost the game again. with 4 runs. Chad Green did not look his best. Chad Green, I'm a little worried about. Chad Green, I can't say much because we have been putting him in, and he's just not looking the same. I don't know if it's his confidence. He has to try and mix up his fastball and his command a little bit better. But he definitely, that's the thing. But it was also another outfield. What was that? That was yesterday or the day before with Gardner. I mean, like I said, I don't really even feel like it's the Yankees that lost to the Astros. I feel like the Yankees lost to the Yankees. They fucking beat themselves. They had 2 games in the bag. If they just would have fucking done what they did last year and bring the bullpen and fucking close the game out, I would have been shocked if we would have taken 2 out of 3. And ecstatic because this is a really good team. And let me get something clear. Oh my God, with fucking... Listen... Jose Altuve is a fucking god, okay? He knows baseball. He knows how to play baseball. He's a fantastic fucking player. Okay, I have a lot of respect for that little dude. Honestly, I've always been a fan of his with his whole story that he wasn't even getting looked at and he went to a tryout and now look at him. I love Jose Altuve. With that being said, I don't know what the fuck the Yankees think. I don't know if it's once again numbers and shit. But this fucking guy, after you throw how many pitches up and in, he hits a home run to left fucking field. Then what do? Oh, maybe I'll throw a ball down the middle and see if it'll have a different result. No, he hits another home run. Would you guys figure that the fuck out and stop pitching to Jose Altuve? When are you going to figure that out? I don't know how many pitches or how many times you have to face the guy to realize he's going to fucking beat you every time. Pitch around him. If he walks, get the fuck to first. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. At least he's not trotting around all the fucking bases 18 times because he fucking hit 18 home runs off you because you guys keep pitching up and in and throwing down the middle to Jose Altuve. It doesn't work. It does not work. Stop pitching to Jose Altuve. I have to repeat that so you get it through your fucking heads. I don't get it. The kid's fucking good. Stop it. You're letting him kill you because you keep throwing the ball in the same spot that he hit the home run last time. What do you think is going to happen? Now, with that being said, let's get into yesterday's game. Yesterday's game, it was 7-2 at one point. We looked really fucking shitty up until that point when it was 7-2. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm also a hockey fan. I had one screen where I had the Yankee game on, and then I had this screen that had the New York Islanders playoffs on. So I was kind of like watching both, and then once I started seeing 7-2, I didn't turn it off. But I kind of was like, all right, let's just focus on this shit right now because this is looking 80,000 times better with the Islanders than fucking the Yankees, okay? So, but I was still peeking over, during commercial, see what's going on. So I saw what was going on. Okay, it was 7-2. Grant, top of the 8th, the Yankees were fucking fighting back. We had Luke Voigt, who's been fucking absolutely non-existent, or at least it feels that way, but he's been hitting his spots. He hits a couple of home runs when you need him. Brung us back up. We got 4 runs, and then we had the tying run on third base. You go to Gary Sanchez for the pinch hit. Can't blame Gary. I know he struck out. There was 2 outs. The guy hasn't played all fucking game. He's been on a hot streak. I can't get mad at Gary for that. Now, after that, what you do is you put in Zach Britton again, and what happens? He gives up the 8th run, and that pretty much... I mean, granted, we lost 8-6. We didn't lose 8-7. But it makes the fucking difference. It makes the team feel like, damn, we just fucking got 4 runs to put us back in this game. And then now we have to get an additional run that we didn't need to get beforehand. Thanks to fucking, thanks to Britain. So, I don't know, man. We got to figure it out with our bullpen. Our bullpen needs to fucking get it together. Britain especially. Let's fucking go because, I mean, the Yankees did a lot more fighting than I expected. But, like I said, I feel like the Yankees beat themselves. That's what kind of depresses me more than the fact that we got swept. Even though I don't like getting swept, I feel like we should have at least won one. Like I said, this team is very elite. The Astros got a fucking badass team, guys. I hate to break it to you, but they do. They're really fucking good. If not the best, they're definitely one of the best. And I'm saying one of the best. I mean one of the top, if not the top, the second top. Okay, like they're there. So it kind of actually also showed me that if we get our guys back and we clean up our fucking bad baseball habits, we can beat them. I feel like if we can clean up our baseball shitty fucking habits and get some of our guys back and we start playing baseball again, we have a chance to take these guys on and even do what they did to us and sweep them. Seriously. So the good thing about this is that, listen, this weekend, let's forget about this shit. We fucking got swept. There's nothing you could do about it. It was a good team. Now we go on back home to Chicago White Sox. We got CC Sabathia coming back to start on Saturday, which is fucking fantastic. Okay? Now, the bad thing is we have a couple of injury news. We have Luis Severino that's going to be gone until at least July. Now he has, I believe, what it was called, a lat sprain. Some shit. I forgot what it was called, but I know it has nothing to do with the shoulder injury that he had prior. It's something different. From what I've heard, I'm not a doctor. I haven't read too much into this, but from what I heard, it's similar. Has similarities to what Tanaka has, and he's kind of pitching through it. Anytime I hear he could pitch through it, it gets me nervous though, because I feel like it's never going to be 100%. Although Tanaka obviously looks fucking fine, knock on wood, but he looks fine up until now with it. I don't know how Severino's going to go. Remember, Severino also throws 100 miles an hour. Tanaka does not. So it probably goes person to person. I don't know how he's going to react to it. We'll see how that plays out. Now, at first, I was kind of like the panic mode. I was kind of like, get Dallas Keuchel or whatever, however you say his last name. Just get him. But then the more I thought about it, the more I calmed down, started thinking about it. I said, you know what? We don't need to do that because, first of all, Dallas is going to be asking for a shit ton of money. And for the amount of money he's asking, we don't need him that bad. Now, if we didn't get James Paxton and we didn't sign Jay Happ this offseason, then I would be like, yeah, get him now. Get him right now. I would have called him yesterday. But if Herman can fucking play to what he did last couple starts, we get CC Sabathia back. We got Tanaka, Paxton. Now, don't get me wrong. Paxton will be fine, guys. Calm down with Paxton, okay? He had one or two rough starts. Calm down. He's going to be fine. But anyway, you got Tanaka, you got Paxton, then you got Happ, and of course you got CC. That's a pretty solid four. Remember, it's only April. You can't base their shit based off on two starts. That's a solid four. And then if you have Herman pitch the way he did the last two games, we could be fine. We could be okay. So I'm not really as worried about that. I'm glad that we're not, as far as I know, it's up to now, we're not going after Dallas. We'll be fine. I feel like now we have a couple of series now where we're gonna not play elite teams, with the exception of having Boston for a 2-game set. That we'll see how that goes when it gets to it. But other than that, we have Chicago. We have a bunch of lower tier teams. This could be our chance if the Yankees can get some guys back, start playing real Yankees baseball. They can get back into a situation where they get a few wins under their belt, and we can actually be back to where we need to be, and at least hopefully be in first place by May. I would like to be in first place by May. Is that too much to ask? I would hope. I mean, I think it's time to turn the gear. Now, granted, the Yankees start like this every fucking year. I'm used to it. Every April, these fucking guys start. With last year, it was 9-9. They started, and it was just I thought the same shit last year. We're done. But I gotten to know that the Yankees have a tendency to start like this. It's very common. It's not out of the ordinary. So let's see how the fuck it goes. Hopefully, like I said, the injuries really got to turn around. We got to get our guys back and hopefully not get any more injuries. Hopefully Sanchez is okay. As you know, he was out of the game because he felt tightness, but he was well enough to pinch hit. So hopefully he will be okay by the time we start tomorrow on Friday. But anyway, other than that, guys, that's pretty much all I had. It was depressing enough this week with the sweep. Hopefully we can get that behind us. We get Chicago, like I said, coming this weekend at home. Let's get this fucking games. Hopefully we can sweep. We got CC, like I said, coming Saturday, so it looks good. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Yankees Passion Podcast. You can find me on all the medias, man. Apple Podcast, Google Play Music. Fucking, if you even want to watch it, you can go on YouTube. Same thing, Yankees Passion Podcast, Spotify. You already know I'm everywhere. So once again, guys, thank you so much for the support. And as always, stay tuned. Next podcast will be on Sunday night when the series is over. So stay tuned for that. And I'll see y'all later. Let's go, Yankees!
Yankees Passion Podcast.